Hey guys, this isn't really like super informative about the AI tool itself for the AI trading tool. Regarding the purple nurple tool, the purple nurple edge trick that I'm trying to integrate into an AI tool. It's related though enough. What I'm gonna make this video about is related enough to just general philosophy that will be used in the tool. Kind of like learning as I go, and I learned some lessons today that will be useful for building the tool in in a roundabout way. Um, so today is Monday. It's the third trade I've made. Like I made two last week and one this week. None of which I use the purple nurple technique edge pattern. I should say pattern is an edge. Instead, I was just using my eight brain, and because that's all I have for the moment. And so what happened is the third time in a row I hit my stop. Well, I doubled down today, so I hit my stop twice today. So yeah, I got scraped up. I lost a couple thousand each of these trades, so I'm down 6,000. Today, if I had um, not hit my stop, I would have made 15,000. So it's it's pretty painful, but the best thing you can do in the days like this is learn as much as you can. So that's what I'm just gonna review what happened today. Not because I'm gonna start chronicling all my trading days. It's just this one can be useful in the philosophy applied to the trading tool. So the first thing. Oh, I think I just. Oh yeah, that's showing everything. The rules. Rules are important. I'm trying very hard to stick to my rules, and not just go up off the seat of my pants. I'm trying. Rules help you stay consistent. Um, and so checking. So a thesis. Thesis is like I think the stock is gonna go up or the stock's gonna go down. Or that's your thesis, like your hypothesis of what's going to happen. So today, okay. Anyway, before I go on to storytelling, but stop. I have to check my thesis right before I enter the trades. I've been waking up every day, a half an hour before the market opens, before I go to work, so I have enough time to at least set up a trade. Right. I can't monitor it while I'm at work. I shouldn't anyway because you're not supposed to. Well, I guess that's a fourth rule I didn't list is don't check your trades all the time. You should have a good enough thesis that you should have your stop loss set. That's the next rule is have a stop loss that you don't need to sit there and check it all the time. You just on autopilot, and if you check it too much, you're just gonna worry yourself and change your plan. Um, oh, have a plan. So I should have put that in there too. There we go. That'll be the second one. Have a plan. If I can type. All right. So have a thesis. Check it right before you make the trade, if in the morning or whenever you're right about to make the trade. Check your thesis. Like just check the news. Look at the stock that you're about to trade. Like, has it made any changed directions significantly? But have a plan. Um, have a plan. Like know your price target and um, what your stop limit's going to be. And a third, okay, yeah, have your stop loss. That's your safety net. And then check your emotions right before your trade. Are you frazzled? Are you distracted? Is your head in the game? Are you able to make a sound decision? Are you able to make a good plan? Is your thesis right? And but is your hand shaking? I like to put my hand out and well, I'm calm right now, so it's not moving. That I consider that not moving, right? But right before I do anything stressful, or if I'm in a stressful situation and I'm trying to make myself calm down, I just put my hand out there and I'll be shaking and I just like force myself to like slowly get it to stop shaking. Well, it's really easy right now because I'm calm. um, Blood sugar, just all the stuff on your mind that day, whatever it is. That's a one helpful tool. I used to do that before tests in college, is just to calm my heart rate. Um, yeah, so check your emotions. It's hard. It's hard when it's really hard to like have all these boxes checked right before a trade. Like you might have this greatest thesis, but like I don't know, you just lost your job or you just got in a car accident, or you just got broken up with or whatever. And it's like you could have the greatest thesis, but like if you can't check your emotion, maybe you can check your emotions and like you're cool as a cucumber in those situations. That's great, but be honest. It might affect your plan. It might affect your decision making. All right, moving on. So let's go storytelling time. I got the main points out of the way. So today, I had a good thesis, but I executed it horribly. And when I say I had a good thesis, I had a great thesis. It was the of S&P 500. I I picked I picked a stock to go down. Like I was going to my thesis was Nvidia. They make chips for AI. It's going to go down. And sure enough, if you look at the heat map of the entire S&P today, it went down the most, right? So I had a great thesis. It's a, a lot went into that, and it's something I checked. And actually, partially built at the last second. In the morning before the market opened, I made a plan around it. But what happened is when it came to the stop losses, it was too tight at first. My first attempt was too tight, got nicked 1,000. Second attempt, I doubled the stop. I made it twice as loose, but it still wasn't loose enough, and I got stopped out, and I lost 2,000 that time. So I guess I was down 3,000 for the day, and I could have made 15 if I had more experience. I don't. I feel like I'm just lacking experience of how to set up a stop loss correctly, given all the conditions that are at play, and there's a lot I need to like slow down and learn about that because I obviously that's my weak spot. My strength is watching the news, putting pieces together, finding patterns, putting puzzles together is my strength, right? And so that's great. Um, and but my weakness right now is my experience around applying a stop loss correctly, so I don't get stopped out and I don't and it causes me to miss out on huge gains. Um, so just for now, like for example, I've listed two of many, I'm sure, approaches to doing a stop loss. One is um, as soon as you get hit, like say like the my first I did two attempts today. I doubled down basically. My first time stopping out, what I could have done is take the loss, but then double down with or I guess what the way this was described to me today, this strategy is different. I'll just start over with that one. It's let's say your thesis is working out and you're up in the green. You're in the green. You've made some. You're making profit. You haven't sold any yet, but you're making profit. And in that case, your stop loss does get triggered, and it sells off your whole position. But you've made profit, not as much as you would like because it went down at the last second, and that's why it stopped out. It hit your safety net, and you sold lower than you were hoping. All right. Well, you take a third of that amount that you just made, and you put the other two thirds in, and then you just repeat that process. So the next time you would take another third. Well, you would take half out because anyway. Oh man, I don't want to confuse you guys, but you take a chunk. You take a chunk out, and then you put the rest that's remaining of your position back in, so it's in play again, and then it'll stop out. And then you take a chunk of that profit out, and then you put whatever's left back in, to inevitably stop out again. So what I'm saying? So like you're taking gains in small chunks, so you're more likely to walk away from that trade with some money. Or you can do what I did today and the throttle and attack technique, which is you start out with a tight stop loss, hoping your thesis is correct enough that it swings up and into the green, allowing you to then realize that okay, you're up in the green enough, then you can loosen your stop limit a little bit at that point. So then you're going your thesis, assuming your thesis is correct the entire time, right? But for a stock to go up, it's not going to go up in a straight line. That would make life easy. You would just have a tight stop loss, and then as soon as it ever did go down, but it's not. It's going zigzagging up. It's zigzagging up, right? So I think with any stop loss approach, the goal should be keep yourself exposed to the trade for as long as possible. Should there be a turn in the conditions, like the president tweets something and it suddenly changes your whole thesis, like threatens your thesis, well, then you just sell off, sell. You don't worry about your stop loss at that point. You just sell everything, right? Well, in the meantime, you want to be in the trade. You don't want to be stopped out. So both of these examples I'm just throwing out here, take profit and throttle or throttle and attack, they're both examples of ways to stay in the trade. My throttle and attack is more so, I guess, like you're just basically loosening your stop loss percentage, like more and more as you get more, as your thesis is coming true more and more, right? And then as soon as the conditions change, then you like attack. That's why I put attack, because you don't worry, just ignore your stop loss. You just sell everything, and you make max gains, I guess. Okay, and then the other thing I got a sense of today. Well, I'm already seeing I didn't put it. I'll put that after this. The other thing I learned today was emotions. Emotions. Okay. Timing. So I know I've been noticing this. Like, I get alerts on my phone that says you stopped out. Well, there's nothing you can do about it at that point. I mean, you phone notified you stopped out. There's nothing you can do to like change the fact, except it's nice to be able to like have a good up to date alert, so you can get, if you want to double down or triple down. If you want to make a move at another chess move from that, like you can make it quicker, I guess. That's something I noticed. That's probably gonna come into play with the trading tool, the trading tool for Purple Nurple. It's gonna have I'm gonna have some sort of lag issues to be aware of, and try to work around that as best possible. And then lags and personal blooming. I've always felt like I was a late bloomer, and I was thinking about that on the way home today from work. Am I a late bloomer, or am I just like constantly trying new stuff? And so I'm always busy. Like I know it's a fact. I'm always busy. I'm always working on like a million projects at a time. Um, uh, Other than sleeping and eating and playing with my cats, I'm in family functions. Like I'm always busy. I'm always looking forward to, and it's a good part of my life. Is I'm always looking forward to doing something. But I guess it just means I don't get around to other things soon enough. So for trading, for example, I haven't got around to it until 3 years ago. Um, and so I feel like I'm a late bloomer. Literally I am, but how hard should I not beat myself up about it? Because in all the time leading up to 3 years ago, I was always blooming at other things. So I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. I guess it's something that could have compounded interest. My gains could have made me rich by now if I had put this much effort into it sooner. Um, anyway, and then emotions. Yeah, that was a big lesson today. I had mixed emotions today. On the one hand, I was happy that my thesis came true. Um, it was the best thesis for the day, right? And but on the other hand, I was really bummed that I didn't execute very well, and that's experience. And I just I felt a sense of imposter syndrome, right? Like, um, am I really? Should I really be here? Do I belong here in this trading world? Like, is this really what should I be doing something else with my time and effort and money? Like, maybe I don't really belong in this world, in this trading world. I mean, um, and I've felt that in my life before. With college, with my jobs, like anything challenging, and you start tripping and losing your balance, and like, of course, natural thought, am I an imposter? So that came up today. And I feel like there was another feeling. Um, oh, the icky feeling of like I get when I think about gambling. I don't gamble. This is all weird because it's this new activity. This new trade. Trading is new to me. Um, and it's related to gambling. The way I'm methodically going into it and trying to develop my edge and in techniques and rules and method. It it's a great departure from gambling, but it still has that icky feeling because there's still risk and you're playing with money. Like I said, I've never gambled because that icky feeling, and I just logically, like, it doesn't make rational sense. It doesn't make rational sense given the odds, unless you're really good at blackjack or whatever. I'm not. Um, so yeah, and um, yeah, imposter syndrome. Um, I was gonna go into some other stuff, but I don't think it was really appropriate or applicable. Um, I I mean, I guess how much of that could I talk about? I guess expanding on imposter syndrome. I think there's some barriers to entry, some barriers to enter this world of trading. Um, you don't have to have high intelligence. There's traders that are successful that are not, you know, in the 99th percentile of intelligence, right? It's not a barrier, but you have to have an ability to do enough of an ability. So you can do that by paper trading, like practicing without money, real money, but like actual trading, but without real money. Um, you test out your ability, test your full range of ability, your emotions and stick withedness, um, so like practice. Um, and you have to have edges. You can't just like coin toss. You gotta have some sort of edge. Like purple nurple is a good example of an edge, or you know, what sky's the limit there, I guess. But and your character as a person. Are you a gambler? Are you gonna wake? Are you gonna put the work in? Are you gonna put the work into practice and then to stick with your rules and everything? Your character. Um, I think that's where I'll put it. And then here is for the. Here we go. This is what happened today. So I had actually started the day this morning with 3 theses, but then at the last minute, one of my rules is to check your thesis. So I looked at like the 3 theses I had, and then I realized 2 of the 3 were going sideways. Like they were, it wasn't, something happened last night, and it wasn't the same. The thesis fell apart. I'm trying to say. One of them was betting that crypto will go up based on the president of the United States announcing he's going to do a cryptocurrency fund for kind of like we have the gold reserve. We're going to have a crypto reserve. All right. So you would think that's going to make a whirlwind of interest in crypto investing, right? Well, crypto doesn't work on the market, it works 24/7. So it did create a stir, but it was all during the middle of the night. So maybe maybe in Asia they had a field day with that and made lots of money. Here oh, you can't see it here. Um, but so here's the date. Here's I'm looking at this little chunk at the end of this 6 month period for this general crypto ETF. It's just the entire crypto market betting on it's going to go up. And so it's had a good run for the last 6 months, but recently it went way down because I forget, I haven't been following crypto. It's too gambly for me anyway. But this is what I was like. All right, it's gonna go up. Well, I looked at in this morning. You can't really see it from here, but it was going down. So I'm like, all right, just forget about that. I'm willing to just sit on my money all day if I have to. If none of these theses come, then I went to the next one. The next one's Tesla. Massive boycotting by basically their entire customer base due to political disagreements with the CEO of Tesla. So that's been going on for a while. And I've been following the rhythm of that. I'm trying to time the rhythm of that. The rhythm, in my opinion, is not ready yet, but it was something I was going to check. If it's a falling knife morning for Tesla, I'm going to be like, all right, well, I got my timing wrong. It's time. It's time to short them. Bet that they're going to go down still. That's coming soon, but not this morning. So I'm like, all right, those first two theses, not a go. No green lights for that. So I went to my third one, which is betting on NVIDIA, the leader of the AI chip sector, is going to go down because I think they're highly overbought. Here's the last 6 months in the green here. You can see there's just massive sell-offs. There's a good spike here, but then a massive sell-offs. This is today's. I was just looking at this and thinking, well, it's probably going to sell off too. So that was one of my theses. Now I looked at it this morning, and it was going down. So I was like, all right, that thesis is holding up. Let's go with it. Let's do an all-in bet on it's going to go down. So this is the ETF that bets it's going to go down. So as it goes down, this one goes up, right? So I got in right here. Oh, let me get some paint here. I got in right here after I confirmed my thesis. I lost it a little bit, but it's better to be sure than sorry. And if, here we go. This is the same one, yeah. On the day. So on the day it went up where I would have got in. I could have got, and it probably would have stopped out right here. Probably, I don't know. Maybe not. But, a good, almost 10% I could have made. But instead I got stopped out here, lost 1,000. And here got stopped out, lost a couple thousand. So what I could have, that's why I got this on here. What I could have done is had a initial stop that was less than it was 2% was my initial. Let's say, and then my next one was 4. Let's say I had a 5% stop. I calculated this before. Like 5% would have been the perfect stop, right? It would have missed all of these. I think it would have came close to that. It would have missed all of the downturns, and I would have still been in the trade. That's the difference. So 5% stop loss versus 4, and that was all the difference it took. So I got to get better at that. It's an entire art form to get that right. And the Purple Nurple trade tool is going to heavily rely on getting that right. I'm looking forward to it. And then what is this? Oh, this is looking at the 5-day. So this is what the I want to I got in right here. So yeah, I mean that's just one day, right? But I just picked this to give an example. Let's say I wanted to get in I don't know. I guess I don't know, it doesn't look good to get in over here, but let's say right about here is when I got an indicator that said, all right, this is finally turning upwards, and I'm going to get in here. Well, you got this huge, and the goal is to stay in for an entire week. Well, what, 1, 27, 28, this is the weekend. So this only shows 3 days, but you get the idea. I want to get in for a week, to get a really good run up, good swing up. So to get past this low point, I would have to have a stop loss like that. I'm thinking that's a 10% stop loss. That's a huge one. And so you would have to be really confident in your thesis it's going to go up. And I don't know, I guess in theory, there's enough indicators, not in maybe the 5-day, but like you zoom out and you study the stochastics enough, you can have the trade tool look at those behaviors of the stochastics leading up to this point and determine 10% stop loss, this blue line here. That's enough to make it last a week, you know. Of course, your thesis could always change. I mean, the conditions could cancel out your thesis, whatever. That's why the stop loss is there. But that's the idea. That's why I showed you this. That's about it. Peace.